See, what happens is, if suppose there is a limited company, suppose I have a limited company and I'm hoping to go public in 2025. So I can, there is nothing which stops me from giving shares to you, but that can happen only if I know you, and there is no price discovery. I'll tell you, mera share ka price 160 rupees hai. It is up to you whether you want to agree to that price, not agree to that price. But yeah, there is a way of getting. But then IPO nahi aayega, I may die in the process, or if I die afterwards, you may not have liquidity. All those risks are there. But yeah, how does a venture capitalist get money? How does a private equity guy get shares? He goes, he puts money, he gets shares. So he does not do an IPO. There is no IPO when those people invest. After that, to provide liquidity to the venture capital and the private equity guys, employees, etc., company does an IPO. But for the retail investor wanting to put 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, there is no way other than the IPO.
Okay, so one more we'll take before we proceed, Mr. Subramaniam. This is from Vishal Pahel. How to get an allotment, because it's really hard to retail investors due to limited quota and all other factors. So what is the strategy we can follow?
There is no great strategy, but instead of putting one application of 8 lakh rupees, घर में अगर 4 लोग हैं, तो best is to open 4 accounts and apply. But don't think that because you have 4 broking accounts, you will get it from all 4 will give you. That is not possible. But husband, wife, mother, daughter, children, HUF, whatever you have, if you can open a demat account, you can apply through that. So some people allow you to open a demat account for the HUF, some don't. So if your HUF has a separate PAN number and you have a separate PAN number, then you can have 2 accounts and you can apply through those accounts. The probability of getting in a retail application is higher, so make sure that the application is below 2 lakhs.
Okay, thank you so much. So guys, just before Mr. Subramaniam takes over, if you have any queries, please do put them in the Q&A section. We'll get them answered for you. Yeah, over to you.
Yeah, so traders are also called stags, STAGS. Stags are those people who apply just for immediate gain. Monday को list हुआ, वो Tuesday को बेच देंगे या Wednesday को बेच देंगे. Immediately, they don't care because some of them may even leverage. Right, they may have borrowed some money and then applied. So they immediately on listing they will sell and they will get out. Then they will look for the next IPO. They don't really care क्या है, कैसा है, कितना मिलेगा. They don't care. They are only looking for immediate listing premium. There are others who are applying and still holding on. So many people who may have applied for CRTC, they know it's a good company. They may have just applied and stuck around with it for a long time. Or a HDFC Bank or HDFC Life Insurance. Any of these companies would have been, people may have applied and stuck around. But उसमें भी यही होगा कि if the company, like I remember, if the company comes at 10 rupees and it opens at 40 rupees, people like to take that 40 rupees and apply in the next IPO. Again, जिसमें 10 का 40 मिलता है, that is much better than holding on to this 40 rupees for all. Because everybody has a limitation of money, right? Everybody does not have unlimited funds. कि इसमें भी 2 लाख डाल दिया, उसमें भी 2 लाख डाल दिया. That may not happen. And you get something, 2 lakh rupiya dala, you get 1 lakh a refund or 1 lakh a issue. And that 1 lakh, you can sell it for 1 lakh 30,000, 1 lakh 40,000. So you make that profit and then you go and apply. So there are no such rules, but largely traders are ones who sell immediately. Investors are ones who hold for a long period of time. And long-term investments investors could hold it for 20, 30 years. And yeah, everybody makes money. The question is, how well do you manage your portfolio? Yeah, next slide. We're more or less done. So
guys, if you have any questions, any queries, I reiterate, please put them in the Q&A section.
So remember all the rules and regulations of SEBI saying be careful, read the offer document, understand what you are doing. All those rules for secondary market also apply for primary market. So the chances are, if the issue is really good, very many people will apply. So you will get a small amount of shares. So if you get a large amount of shares, it may not open much of a premium, but it could be good in the long run. So आपको you should have a strategy, right? So whether you're applying in an IFO or whether you're applying in an IPO or in an OFS, you have to understand that the risk is there. Whether you're applying in this buying in the secondary market, there is risk. Market can go up, market can go down. And let me don the SEBI hat, read offer documents carefully, understand what you're doing, and then buy. Warren Buffett says, risk happens when you don't understand what you're doing. अगर आपको समझ में आ रहा है आप क्या कर रहे हो, ध्यान से करो, and then it's a good way to enter the market and then buy, hold, buy, trade, whatever. But please understand what you're doing. Don't just believe somebody and say उसने बोला इसलिए डाला. That's a good recipe for disaster. So what should you do? You should open a demat account. You should open a brokerage account, and many of these brokerage houses will allow you to pre-fill the form, leave it there, because if you don't have time exactly at the time of the IPO or at the issue time, so you can do all that. You have to have money in your bank account. The bank account will be there will be a lien created. So if you say I want to apply for 1,95,000, 1,95,000, you won't be allowed to withdraw from your bank. The day you're allotted, suppose you're allotted worth 1 lakh, then the bank will take 1 lakh and give it to LIC and give the 95,000 back to you. That is what will happen. So money does not leave your bank account. So ऐसा नहीं होगा कि पैसा आपके अकाउंट से चला गया और आपको शेयर नहीं मिला. It will be more or less simultaneous that you will get the share in your demat account and your account will be debited. This is what will happen. I'm done. I have to take questions.
Okay, so guys, we are done. And before we go to the questions, there's some small plugin. Like Mr. Subramaniam said, you can go and open your demat accounts. Upstocks, like I said, we are the fastest growing investing platforms. Please head over whenever you get time. Now we move on to our questions. Yes, we have quite a few of them. So let's start with. There's one question. It's from anonymous attendee. Is it true that a new issue always comes down before the issue price after few months?
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. What happens is I can get you data of 10 companies which have opened at a discount. I can get you 10 companies which have opened at a premium. When I write an article saying it always opens at a discount, I'll give you the first set. When I say it always opens at a premium, I'll give you the second set. So don't believe too much in the media. Media can write the story as they wish. वो पहला स्टोरी लिखते हैं और बाद में एग्जांपल्स देते हैं. So be careful. No, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है कि हमेशा डिस्काउंट में खुलेगा. PSUs have opened at a huge premium. PSUs have opened at a huge discount. Everything has happened. I can give you practical examples on all sides. It opened at a discount and then went up dramatically, opened very high and then came down sub-high.
So also one request, Mr. Subramaniam, if you can answer this in English, mix of Hindi and English, so all the attendees. So I'll take one more question from, obviously he's anonymous, but some good questions. Which part of the DRHP are most important to read for a retail investors? Can't read 500 pages. So that's a very good question, in fact.
So hopefully somebody on Twitter will shred it and give you small pointers, and that is what you should read, because there are some things which are very difficult to understand. Somebody will tell you, oh, there is now going to be a lot of competition in the life insurance business. How are you going to use that piece of data, piece of information? So then, but if you can do one thing, if you can compare the PE at which LIC shares are available versus at which your HDFC, ICICI, whatever is listed, you can compare the PE and say, oh, this is too expensive or this is very cheap. So some of those things, find out who is the board of directors, find out who are the auditors, see whether you trust them, see whether they have been in any other controversies. If you have a good board of directors, you can be sure that the small shareholder or the small policy holder will not be treated very unfairly. So wo sab dekh lo, then see whether the regulator is strong, whether the regulator comes down heavily and whether he levies, see whether penalties and fines are being levied on the company, see these things, and then understand one more thing. You have your stop loss. Like if you buy a share for 100 rupees, whether it is through an IPO or whether it is through a OFS or whether it is on the listed, you say, okay, I'm buying it at 100 rupees. I have done my due diligence and I think it's a good share. I will not keep a 5% stop loss, but I'll keep a 25% stop loss, because market is trying to tell me something जो मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. तो ये 100 का 75 हो गया तो मैं बेच दूंगा, ऐसे नहीं कि कल शायद 75 से वापस 100 होगा, बट मेरी ताकत 25% लॉस लेने की है, मेरी क्षमता नहीं है इससे ज्यादा लॉस में लूं, तो मैं इसे बेच. So keep that stop loss. Ultimately, whether you buy through an IPO, OFS or secondary market doesn't matter. How well you manage your portfolio will create wealth for you.
Okay. The next question is again very interesting. What's your observation on recent internet stocks that have come down sharply?
See, market reacts and overreacts, right? Both happen. So if you see, let's say Zomato got listed at 130, issue price was 75, it went to 160, and then it is now down to 75. What do you say? Does the market know what is the right value? If the market knew what is the right value, then the price wouldn't have fluctuated so much, right? So it's very difficult to say, and mostly we don't understand what is the valuation. For example, if the company is creating so much of data, they know ke kaun pulao khata hai, kaun puri bhaji khata hai, they know everything about you. They may be able to market it right, and they may be able to say, "Arey isko har roz 4 baje bhook lagta hai, let me send him a discount." 4 बजे को डिस्काउंट आता है, 10% डिस्काउंट फॉर पूरी भाजी टुडे. दे नो साला ही महीने में 4 बार खाता है. सो क्वेश्चन इज हाउ वेल दे यूज डेटा, हाउ वेल दे सेल इट, हाउ वेल they procure. So they have been selling puri bhaji to you at 120 rupees. Suddenly they set up their own factory and their cost of manufacturing it is 30 rupees. So they are saying, okay, we'll give you 20% discount. You're very happy and you find that the quality is good. So something like that they can also set up, right? It's like setting up their own brands and things like that. We do not know what all they can do because just then IPO aata hai, many companies look very, very overpriced. But then it looks very cheap after 10, 20 years, right? Titan when it came may have looked expensive, but today it looks like, oh God, I missed it, yaar, main leta tha to kitna kamata. So one more question to answer is, leta tha to kamata tha, but tere mein patience tha kya? I remember I bought Infosys at 350 rupees and in 40 days it went to 700. So I sold off saying, double ho gaya 40 din mein. I sold off and then you see where the price went. So it's very difficult because it's not just the market, it is also your own greed and fear. So yes, sab mila ke you have to make money. It's not very easy.
So we'll take two-part question from B Singh. The first question is, as per your experience, please tell me how much expected return on listing date? That's the first question. And the second part or the second question is, how much maximum lot to apply IPO as a retail investor?
First question, I have no clue. I have no clue at what premium it will open. Like I said, a pura LIC IPO is controlled by one man. His name is Putin. Putin ने अगर कुछ भी किया यूक्रेन में, it will open at a discount. Putin ने कुछ नहीं किया, it may open at a premium. But LIC, you don't apply in a big IPO like LIC or anybody for a listing gain. Listing gain शायद कुछ नहीं होगा. But over 10 years आपको 12% return दे देगा तो क्या बुरा है? So right, so you should understand these are not small issues. It's a huge issue. Chances are that you will get a lot. NTPC, they all came out as huge issues. They opened at a discount, but then they went up and they went up very well. They made money for you. They paid dividends. All those things will happen. So it's a good steady share to hold. ऐसा नहीं कि 100 रुपए में issue आएगा और 200 रुपए में खुलेगा, because everybody's appetite will be weighted by the issue size. So issues बोलना बहुत मुश्किल है. कितना अप्लाई करना चाहिए? Very clearly, just below 2 lakhs. If you have 4 lakhs to invest in your name and your wife's name, wife, mother, father, children, major, जितने PAN cards हैं, उतने आप account खोलिए और उतने applications डालिए. Make sure that the application size is just below 2 lakhs so that you are in the retail category. Chances are retail category, your chances are better than in the HNI category.
I hope B Singh, we have answered your question. So this one is from Suraj Kumar. He is saying, should we apply for LIC IPO because the ask for capital is too high for only 5% stake?
We are retail guys, right? We can only choose whether to apply or not to apply. We cannot comment on the pricing. हाँ, comment कर सकते हो और बोल सकते हो मुझे नहीं लेना. वो कर सकते हो, but then you should be ready कि जब when the allotment happens and you don't get and it opens at a premium, then you'll have regret. अरे I wish I had applied. So it is a FOMO and greed, fear, all that will play on you. So suppose on allotment it opens at a premium, then you will say, oh my god, I missed this. So you have to take a call. Don't apply too much, but थोड़ा सा apply करो. Listing में अपने लिए, you keep a stop loss for you कि ये price से कम list होगा तो मैं बेच दूंगा. So, or you say, okay, I have a view that I can hold it for 3 years, 5 years. तब तक market सुधर जाएगा, फिर बेचो. So it's very difficult to give a strategy based on just the price.
There's one more from anonymous attendee. He says, if I get an allotment and if it lists at discount, so what strategy can I follow and what are the things we should follow before investing in an IPO in any company?
But tell me one thing, तो बोलता anonymous है और बोलता he. It could be a she, ना? Anonymous है तो, so let us assume it's a she. So it's very difficult to give this kind of strategy answers that कितने में रखना चाहिए, नहीं रखना चाहिए. It also depends on your need for money. Suddenly if you need money, then you will sell. बहुत difficult है ऐसा strategies बनाना. Apply करो, listing में premium मिलेगा तो बेच दो. Avenue Supermart listing में premium मिला, after that it went higher. Zomato listing में premium मिला, बाद में it went lower. Paytm listing discount में हुआ तो maybe it's worth buying now. It's very difficult to say 10 साल बाद 20 साल बाद क्या होगा. And please understand, today if you're talking about a TCS doing very well, it's not a new company, right? The company was formed in 1969, right? So it's a 50-year-old company which you're talking about and saying, and you compare that to a Paytm or a Zomato, which is a 5-year-old company. It is like, comparing Rishabh Pant to Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar. They played for much longer, so don't be in a hurry to judge. It's very difficult to say. Time लगेगा. 20 साल पहले maybe HDFC Life was making losses, right? But today it is a profitable company. So 20 years later, maybe Zomato will make profits and you will say, तभी पता है 75 रुपए में मिल रहा था, अभी 750 हो गया. We can't predict 10 years, 20 years later क्या price होगा. So अपना keep a good advisor based on that, do your research and based on that you